If you are an adult and you can't swim, and you are afraid of deep water or putting your face in the water, I understand you more than you think. I didn't grow up swimming. I learned at 24 years old. And I was terrified of not touching the bottom, terrified of water going to my nose, terrified of deep water. So today, I'm sharing the 7 things I truly wish I knew before learning to swim as an adult, based on my real experience. Because if someone had told me these things, I would have saved so much fear and frustration. When I started, my biggest fear wasn't technique. It wasn't freestyle. It wasn't breathing patterns. It was one simple thing: no touching the bottom. If my feet couldn't feel the floor, I panicked. Even in the shallow water, I tried to float, and I couldn't. I would get nervous, tense, and sink. And that feeling of losing control creates instant panic. So if that's you, you are not weak. You are human. The fear of not touching the bottom is real. No one talks about this enough. Adults don't fear the water itself. They fear losing control. When you can't touch the bottom, your brain thinks, I'm in danger, even if you are safe. I used to completely avoid deep water, especially in the sea. And here is something important. In the beginning, having someone physically support you while you float can make a huge difference. When someone gently holds your back or supports your hips, your nervous system relaxes. You start learning. Confidence comes from supported exposure. Putting your face in the water is a huge step. Another massive fear for me was putting my face in the water, because water enters your nose. And when water enters your nose, your brain goes into panic mode. It feels uncomfortable, it feels invasive, it feels wrong. No one explained to me that this is normal. The key is learning controlled exhalation. Blow air out slowly through your nose. Control replaces panic. But yes, in the beginning, you will swallow some water. You will get the water in your nose. And that uncomfortable feeling is temporary. It doesn't mean you are failing. It means you are adapting. Start simple. Doggy paddle is powerful. The first real movement that gave me confidence was no freestyle. It was doggy paddle with my head above the water. Simple, basic, but powerful. Because when your head stays above the water, your brain feels safer. And safety allows learning. Many adults want to jump directly into proper freestyle technique. Confidence fast, technique later. Floating on the front, the starfish. The second breakthrough was floating face down, what I call the starfish on the front. Arms open, legs relaxed, face in the water. Hold your breath. At first, I couldn't do it. I would tense up and sink. But once I understood that floating requires relaxation, not effort, everything changed. Water supports you, if you stop fighting it. By fighting is the natural reaction of fear. So learning to float is really learning to trust. Freestyle breathing is harder than people say. When I started freestyle, breathing to the side was extremely difficult. The exchange between exhaling underwater, zoning the head, inhaling quickly, is not natural at first. And sometimes you mistime it. You swallow water. Water goes into your nose. And that feeling is honestly awful. It triggers panic. But here is what I learned. It's not about perfection. It's about rhythm. Slow exhale underwater. Quick, relaxed inhale. Back in. The problem is when adults hold their breath too long. Then everything collapses. When you panic, you move wrong. I clearly remember this. When I felt like I was sinking, I would start moving my arms aggressively. Fast, nervous, chaotic. And guess what? That made me sink more. Panic creates inefficient movement. Efficient swimming requires calm control. The first thing I ever asked for when learning was a float. Something that could support me. And there is no shame in that. Tools build confidence. Confidence builds independence. Age does not determine success. Now, as a swim instructor working with adults and children, I've seen something very interesting. Age does not determine who learns faster. I had a 70-year-old client who learned to swim from zero in one 30-minute lesson. And I've had a 20-year-old who needed 10 lessons before feeling confident. What makes the difference? No age. Mindset, relaxation, consistency, willingness to fail. You must understand this. You will make mistakes. You will swallow water. You will feel awkward. But mistakes are no sign of failure. They are feedback. If you don't make mistakes, you don't know what to adjust. Consistency. Every person learns at a different speed. Some people are naturally comfortable in the water. Some need time. Both are normal. The key is consistency. Short, calm, regular exposure. No forcing, no rushing. Swimming is adaptation. Learning to swim as an adult changed my life because it taught me that fear can be retrained. Confidence can be built, and you are not too late. If you are starting now, you are not behind. You are brave. And remember, you don't need to touch the bottom to be safe. You need to learn how to trust the water. If you're an adult or a parent who want to learn to swim safely and confidently, I also offer online swimming coaching for both adults and children. I help beginners overcome fear, learn to float, breathe correctly, and finally feel safe in the water, even if you are starting from zero. If you're interested, check the link in the description. And now I want to hear from you. What is the biggest fear in the water right now? Is it deep water? Not touching the bottom? Putting your face in? Breathing? Panic? Write in the comment. I read every single comment and I genuinely want to understand what you are struggling with. And if this video helped you, even a little, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel reach more people who are afraid of water but want to learn. You are not alone, and you can learn.